morning. Happy Monday, all empathic, sensitive souls. How is it going? How was your weekend? How was last week? This week, I pulled the dream cards right before I came on. And it's your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are always engaging in the vast field of pure potential. Are you following your dream? Do you have a dream to follow? Sometimes that's the hardest thing is to follow our dream, to find what we want to do instead of doing what somebody tells us to do. Or, oh, well, I always thought you should work with kids. Why would you think that? Well, you're really good with kids. But your kids, meaning my family members, just because I'm good with them doesn't mean I'm good with everybody else's kids. I don't I don't understand the correlation. Oh, but you would have made a great teacher for kids. No, I wouldn't have. So just because somebody sees from the outside that I may take really good care of my nieces and nephews and great nieces and nephews, and I engage with them and I have fun and we play, and doesn't mean that I'm great at teaching a group of kids that I don't know. But that was somebody else's dream for me. Well, I thought you would have done this with your life. Well, why didn't you do this with your life? Now, some things are like, well, I never thought of that. Why didn't you say something 20 years ago? Oh, well, okay. But again, it's what do we envision ourselves doing? I chased down different avenues. Yes, I have. And I finally come around to my true calling, which is helping heal people. I even went down the medical field, took classes, but I wasn't helping individual people. Now, I could never become a nurse. God bless you, nurses. Wow. Because there is so much information that you have to know, and I would second guess myself, and then I would be terrified that my second guess would physically hurt someone. Because for me to remember, especially when it comes to measuring and number, that's way over my cup of tea. That's not something I. Now, if I would have started out in that career path when I was in my late teens, early 20s, that'd be a different story. Then my brain would have been trained to remember that stuff. But I had a heck of a time remembering. The way I learn is I can learn something, I would record myself, I would listen to myself, I would remember it for the test. Once the test is over, it's out of my brain. Now, there's a recall program I have in my brain that sometimes the information will leak back through, but it doesn't stay in my brain. And I know if I'm working with something day in and day out, yeah, it gets ingrained and it stays. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about trying to remember bits and pieces and formulate a career or formulate what my dream is out of those bits and pieces without damaging somebody's health because I read a number wrong, because I'm dyslexic. So, what's your dream? The field of dreams, it's endless. Now, I'm not saying don't pursue different things, go for it. If something interests you, if something piques your curiosity, study it, read up on it, learn about it. Because you never know what information will click and, oh yeah. When I went to, it was to a technical college, I took my niece, she was going there. I was her driver because it was in the city, and I had gone there numerous years before. And I went with her because she had orientation or something of this. I can't remember what it was. And we're sitting in this group, and this lady comes on, and I can't remember if they were trying to convince us to go there. I can't remember what the whole deal was about. At any rate, this lady walks up there and starts telling the story about why she decided to go to this tech school. And I don't know how old she was, but she was not fresh out of high school. And the story was that she didn't know what she wanted to be when she grew up. So she just started taking generalized classes. She had no set degree, and she had probably taken enough classes to have several degrees multiple times. But it was on the off chance that she needed an elective class, and she somehow got on midwifery. And the first day of class, it finally clicked. This is what she wanted to do. This was her calling. This made sense. She loved the class. So all the years that she had spent taking a class here and there, I don't know that she was a full-time student or not. You know how a lot of times you take a class here and there over the course of 20 years and just to keep your mind engaged. And I don't know if that was her or if she would take a full load. I don't know the backstory. But at any rate, she happened upon this class. And so then she fell in love with doing it. She fell in love with the class. She switched all of her classes to work towards that major. And again, I don't know how many years it took her to get there. So there's nothing wrong with exploring and learning and growing to find what your dream is. If you don't have a dream of what you want to become. Now, when I was a kid, everybody would ask me, what do you be when you grow up? Well, I would be a nurse. Why? Because my older sister was a nurse. When you're really young, well, that's just what somebody said. That's what I overheard. But as I got older, I'm not the greatest with biology and chemistry and math in particular. I struggle with dyslexia, so all my numbers are flipped around. And if you don't have a really good teacher to teach you math at the very beginning, it's a struggle. I'm not unintelligent, but I struggle with math. So to find my dream, I had to find something that didn't involve a ton of math, and somehow I ended up I do accounting work. Now that has a ton of math in it, right? But nowadays everything is all computerized. I know it's a convoluted story, but what's your dream? Are you dreaming your dream, or are you chasing somebody else's dream for you? Now a lot of kids, when they're in high school, they don't have a clue what they want to be. Well, I'm going to go to college. Well, why? You don't necessarily have to go to college. Don't discount going to college. But the system is set up that you get all your scholarships if you go right after school. But if you don't know what you want to be, why waste the time and the effort? Not that knowledge is ever wasted, but go into the workforce. There's so many jobs out there, it's absolutely ridiculous. Not that they pay a lot, that's part of the problem. And the storyline is if you go to college and you get that degree, that piece of paper, that makes you more valuable. That's the story. This is a time for you to assess the validity of your dreams, your talents, your willingness to be a channel for inspiration and creativity. Don't be afraid to enter the field of dreams. You can always clear ground for new and better things to grow. Nature has a way of self-correcting, and if you're willing to act with authenticity, the power to create is inside of you, and you can create new too. So don't be afraid to dream. Don't be afraid to chase new dreams. What is calling you? And that's what it comes down to. Your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are always engaging the vast field of pure potential. What is your calling? And it helps to talk to different people. I'm part of a Toastmaster group, and I love my little club that I'm in. I love learning about people, but going to a speech contest and you meet people from across the area, and then if you go to the international contest across the globe, and it is amazing the amount of knowledge those people have. And I ran into someone and we got to chatting about work, and they're like, oh, well, why don't you da 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 da? And it's like, I could do that? I didn't think I could do. Could I do that? Oh my gosh. And if somebody questions you and asks you and makes a type of statement like that, it opens up the field of possibilities. It opened up a new dream. So happy Monday, everyone. I hope that you all had a fantastic weekend, and don't forget to dream. This is a perfect time during the winter when things are slowing down, and we're supposed to slow down, regardless of what the news media may say, but to slow down and to relax and to regenerate, grow those roots deep, find and dream and plan. I mean, as gardeners love to say, the garden is just dormant, it's just sleeping, it's still there, and they're still planning what's going to happen in the spring, and they're taking this time to get prepped. They're dreaming about what's going to be planted in their garden. Do they clear it? Do they make room for something new? Do they reinstitute the old? Do they do annuals, perennials, whatever all the jargon is? So be a gardener in your own life. Find what works for you. What's your dream? Your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are always engaged in the vast field of pure potential. Go for it. Keep me posted. Let me know if you need help deciding on a dream. If you need to wade through and then you can't quite make up your mind. As an intuitive emotional healer, I can help you clear your thoughts, clear the pathway, so you can make a decision on what you would like to do. Message me, direct message me, send me an email, get in contact with me. I will check in with you guys on Friday to see how the week unfolded. Remember, don't forget to dream. Have a great week, everyone. Bye for now.